According to the vast majority of the poll that I created just about several days ago, 70+% of the votes basically led to people saying that Bloxfruits is now boring again, which is what we're going to talk about in today's video. First, I want to go over the first things that I said in this video, that the vast majority of the people who answered that poll, which is around 12,000 plus votes, 73% of them basically answered that Bloxfruits is boring again. And a lot of them say that it is boring again, and they were asking for that video. A lot of them wanted to, get me to talk about Bloxfruits being a boring game again. So this is a video that a lot of people wanted to see, and this is a thought that a lot of people have. It's not necessarily something that I myself have, but something that the viewers, most of you, already have, or something that you guys are already experiencing, which is, getting bored with Bloxfruits. So I made a follow-up poll asking people why they found it boring. And honestly, I was very surprised with the answers that I got here. So I expected people to answer that no updates was the cause of why it was boring, but the answer that I got is a lot of people saying that there's nothing to do once you get to max level, which was actually quite surprising because I thought that it was gonna get boring because there was no updates. Now, if you find these videos quite enjoyable and interesting, then please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on that notification bell because it will definitely help out the channel quite a lot. And once we get to 120k subscribers, we are going to be doing a permanent dragon fruit giveaway on our Discord. And if you want to support the channel even further, then you can be a channel member for just around $3 to $5, so that will also help out a lot. So if you want to be part of that, then just click the join button down below. Now let's go back to the topic. Why is Bloxfruits boring again? First and foremost, I want to get this out of the way. A lot of people think that Bloxfruits is still quite enjoyable. Now, me personally, I kind of feel like Bloxfruits is starting to get boring again. Not necessarily boring already. It's just starting to get boring again. Because again, the Dragon Fruit update, or the Dragon update, was just a few weeks ago. The Yeti update was about a few weeks ago as well. And in my opinion, it's just starting to get boring. It's not necessarily boring yet, but it's starting to get there. And I think a lot of the reasons why this is already happening for me is one of the reasons why the poll that I made just about yesterday, I believe, or a few hours ago, has the response that it has. The majority of the response of the people that answered that poll was that there's nothing to do in Bloxfruits once you get to max update or max upgrades, max everything, have everything in the game, maxed out bounty, maxed out upgrades, basically everything you have already, like all the perm fruits maybe. There's nothing really left for you to do. Like, yes, you could PvP with other people, you could PvP with your friends, you could PvP with randoms until you get to like 30 million bounty. But then after a certain point, it just gets repetitive. Now, the point when it gets repetitive, honestly, is like, I feel like after like a week or two or three or a month or two, after like the last update, PvP gets very, very old, and most of the stuff that you do gets very, very old. That's why I feel like a lot of these people are responding with the fact that there's just nothing to do after you get everything. And the fact that this is combined with the fact that they don't really update very consistently just makes Bloxfruits a very boring game. Now, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be some kids out there who can argue with me and say that, oh, it's not boring, you can do this or this or this or that. And I respect your opinion, but it's just, in my opinion, false because you just can't argue with facts and evidence. The poll literally states that 83% of people think Bloxfruits is a boring game because there's nothing to do once you're max level or once you have everything else. You can argue as much as you want, but the evidence is literally right there. Not to mention the other things in the game that you can do, like PvP and trading, are in my opinion just utterly broken. Let's start with trading. First and foremost, you can barely trade with other players if you don't have +2 storage or +3 storage or +4 storage. If you're a complete beginner and you're starting to trade with other people and you don't have friends, getting +1 storage or +2 or +3 storage is actually very, very difficult. And also, in trading, when it comes to Bloxfruits trading, the majority of trading revolves around the very rarest mythical fruits. Like, nobody's gonna want your spring, nobody is gonna want your diamond, and I feel like that really just makes trading in Bloxfruits very boring. Now, maybe someone's gonna want your Buddha fruit, maybe someone's gonna want your portal or your spider or your diamond or your barrier fruit, but it's very, 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 very rare. Now, if you're a kid with absolutely zero standard, this might already be good for you, which is why I'm already smelling and hearing and seeing the comments of the kids who are going to be saying, oh, well, trading is good, you just suck. I don't care, you probably just have those standards and is less than 12-year-old. And I feel like because of this, and combined with the fact that you're going to need food storage to trade, it just makes trading very, very, very grindy and just unpolished and is a big mess in my opinion and could be done way better. By the way, just before I end this, I will be talking about how you can improve bloxfruits in the next video because I feel like that's the best video to follow this up with. Now, how many of you guys here have been on a server and see that 80 or 90%, if not 100% of the people in that server are either auto farming or are just farming because they aren't max level yet? I'd bet that nearly 90% of people here, even just for the past couple of weeks, have been in a public server and have seen pretty much servers filled with people just exploiting. And I feel like this is worse for people who live in Asia, because most of the Asians, like Vietnamese people and other countries like the Philippines, are full of exploiters, and it's crazy. Like, there will literally be servers of people just exploiting, like literally 5 to 8 people exploiting in the same area with the same name. It's absolutely insane. Now, this is one of the reasons why I feel like PvP is really, really bad in bloxfruits, because for you to actually be able to PvP, you're gonna need to ask your friends. But eventually, PvPing with your friends is gonna get boring. And if PvPing with your friends is gonna get boring, you're gonna want to do it with other people. But then if you want to do it with other people, like, you know, in public servers, you're either gonna be facing 30 million bounty sweats, or people that are exploiting, or you won't be able to fight anyone because everybody's all farming either Doking or the newest map, which is absolutely insane. With all that being said and done, I think bloxfruits is still a great game. I know. A lot of people out there think bloxfruits is a stupid game and is a boring game and is a bad game. But I need to remind the people that think that way that bloxfruits is probably several years older than your favorite game. This game was released in 2019. That's ancient historic times in the internet era. But let's be honest here, they're making millions every year, if not tens of millions, if not maybe even hundreds of millions, and some of the most insane estimates, hundreds of millions or tens of millions, even just hundreds of thousands, should be enough to convince these Roblox developers to keep working on this game. Unfortunately, I don't think the passion for them to keep working on bloxfruits is there anymore, because the potential that they could have reached and the things they could have done with bloxfruits, which we will be talking about in the next video, is absolutely insane if they just put their mind, if they just locked in. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so yeah. By the way, stay tuned for the next video that's gonna be coming soon, because it's gonna talk about how bloxfruits can get better. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.